We got roughly 13 minutes of warm up. So we're going to start very simple. So it's going to start, if you get in your chair, if you have a mobility or bouncy ball, physio ball, whatever you want to refer to them as, we're going to be aware of our head and shoulder mobility. So the first thing I want everybody to do, good erect posture. Feel good, sit good, sternum up like you've got a light broomstick that holds us, no floppy. We don't want any of this slouch. Okay, so I'm gonna do everything sideways because you could probably see it better. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start with our head. We're gonna do the goose strut. So forward with the chin. You're gonna hold it, slow back to center and back with the chin. Really kind of put your head back like you smelled something bad almost. But thinking posture still, then head forward, beyond center. Think about that chin. Now chin back behind your sternum. And then forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Now shake out the shoulders, get everything nice and loose. This is, we're doing somatic neurobalancing, this is called, before we get into some hard stuff. Now we're gonna do pelvic and sternum mobility. So that, it really helps. So we have our tailbone in back, our pubic bone in front. We're gonna let that tailbone really collapse down, if you're able, into the chair or the ball, whatever you're on. And a lot of that could be controlled by your belly button. If you don't have sensation below your button often, you can try to think about what I'm going to do, arching my back, and how does it connect my pubic bone, which is the front, and then back to the tailbone or coccyx. And it's collapsing the belly button versus now forward to the tailbone or the coccyx. I'm sorry, the pubic bone. It's pushing that belly button up. Now push it back again to access that tailbone, and now do it smooth, nothing fast. It's just kind of pelvic thrust. Pelvic engagement should free up our lower pelvis and lower spine. So now you're going to the right hip all the way away from your center. Goal is I'm still kind of upright in the middle with my sternum, but my pelvis is now shifting to the left, just trying to get my pelvis out away from my center. Now back to the right of center. So really push that right hip out there if you can. Think about where your sternum, it helps if you put your finger on your sternum. You don't have to give yourself torture by tapping and rubbing, just know where it is and figure out how everything works. So now we're going front, so tailbone, so pelvic forward, pelvis back onto the front. Now we're going to right. Now pelvis to the left, kind of shaking our booty. And now we're going to do the hula hoop all the way around. And we're going to think about how our body's not leaning to get there. My sternum is still upright. I'm doing pelvic circles, it's called. So you go to the left, hula hoop left. I know we have some old hippies out here that used to have hula hoops and dresses or dance around at festivals. There has to be at least one of you, Chris Werheim. Going to do those circles. Okay, now we're going to relax. So now we're going to work on our whole body. We want our spine to open up. So we're going to clap with our hands in center. Clap your hands out in front of you. Make a little phaser gun and point it at your screen or straight out ahead of you. And give a few fires. Pew, 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 pew. There we go. Good. Some of you are a horrible shot. Okay, so now good planted feet. Now we're going to go to the right with our taser gun. Your hands are straight out in front of you. They're not pointing up. They're just straight out. Now we're going slow to the right. We're going to lead with our eyes and then our head. Then we're going to take our taser gun and figure out where it starts to stop, where our spine doesn't allow it to go right anymore. Shoot a few lines or holes into the wall. Pew, pew. Okay, go back to center. Now we're going to go slow to the left. Keep that ray gun, don't force it. You want to steady, and then the body says, no, I can't go more. Fire a few more shots. Pew, pew. Kind of see where those holes go. Now we're going to center. Relax those shoulders. Get some racks out. Probably if you've been sitting at a desk all day, you might hear some cracking and popping. That's the sign of really piss poor form, and you probably should have not been at a desk so long. And I'm cracking like a box of popcorn. Okay, now ray guns out in front. Okay, now we're going slow to the right. Start with your eyes and head. Move it down to your lower. Get your ray gun. Don't force it. Where it settles, pew pew, fire a couple more shots. Mine or yours may have been further right than my prior holes. Okay, back to the center. Now to the left. Start looking left, head left, and then ray gun all the way left. That's comfortable. Pew pew, pew pew. Back to center. Okay. So just real quick, raise your hand if you made it further the second time with your ray gun. Anybody have it a little further? Okay, good. So that tells me that this is loosening up your spine. One more time now. Ray gun's out, ready to fire. Okay, to the right slow. I'm almost to 90 degrees, which is a big thing for me. Pew, pew. Now go back to center. Now it's back to the left with those ray guns. Pew, pew, fire a couple more shots. Okay, no more Darth Vader. Okay, relax those shoulders. Okay, move that body around. Let that spine move, almost like you're grooving. The bad white person dance that I do. It's okay, let that spine move. So back to the hippie dance. Let the hula hoop go and a little bit of a funky arm flowing. Good to let that body relax and disengage. Okay. So now I'm going to turn this one over. Gilbert's, he's driving. He's not here yet. Man, what did I call him? The El Paso Destroyer. So I'm going to turn this over to Luke. Luke's going to do, we're going to do uppercuts, jabs, and then combos. Okay, Captain Luke.
All right. So, Chris, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, Team Blue, we're going to start off with some jabs. You're going to punch with your left hand out as far as you can. Try to get a bit of rotation in. All right, now bring that left arm back in. You're going to reach out, try to punch out as far as you can with that right arm. Try to really reach, try to protract those shoulders. Okay, those are 2 jabs. We're going to go for repeat. Chris is going to let us know when to stop because I do not have a timer with me. And ready, and start off nice and slow. Left, right, left, right, left, right. There we go, keep it up. Good, now we're going to go a little faster. Try to get a little bit more rotation in.
Feel those shoulder blades separate.
Good, try to punch a little faster. Make sure you're breathing. Good, go as fast as you can. Good, slow it down a little bit. Good, slow it down even more. Really try to get a huge reach. Good, and relax. Nice. Check out those shoulders. All right, next we have uppercuts. So with your left arm, you're going to start with your left arm. You're going to reach up and across your body at kind of a diagonal. Reach up, try to get that fist above your head if you can. Then bring it back down. Then with your right arm, you're going to try to reach up and across your body. Get that hand up above that head. And we're going to start off nice and slow. This kind of forces the spine to rotate a little bit. And here we go. So kind of get that rotation. We're going to get to knocking out speed in just a second. Start with that slow, understand the range of motion where you're tight. See if you can reach a little higher. And we're going to speed it up a little bit. Good, we're going to go a little faster. There you go, and go as fast as you can. Go. Make sure you're breathing. Good, slow it down a little bit. Good, slow it down even more. Try to get that huge stretch, reach. Good, and relax. We got one more. Shake out those arms. Last one here, we're going to combine those two together. We got jab, jab, uppercut, uppercut. So left arm jab, right arm jab, left arm uppercut, right arm uppercut, okay? Again, we're going to start slow, ramp it up, then tune it back down. Here we go. So start with that jab, 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 uppercut, uppercut, and into it. Jab, jab, uppercut, uppercut. Still trying to get a ton of rotation in that spine. Getting ready for that workout. Reach as far as you can. There you go. Turn it up a little bit. Good. Now go as fast as you can. Good. Slow it down a little bit. Good. All right. Slow it down to the point where you're really reaching. Reach, reach, reach. Last one. Done. Shake out those arms again. Nice. Good job.
Awesome. Thank you, Luke. Okay, you're all ready to at least for Nintendo boxing with Mike Tyson. So we should get us, and then we'll work on duck hunt with our favorite guns later. Okay, so now we're going to do, so I want everybody, you can do this seated or standing. I'll do it seated so people can understand. And what I'm going to do it with 10 pounds. I'm going to do it with 10-pound kettlebell. You can use weight or no weight, but the goal is you're going to find things that work for you. So you're going to start with whatever you have in your right hand, both hands down to the side. So if you're utilizing weight, just be aware you don't want to add pain. Go within your resistance. So we're going to do a count of 5 to middle, and you're going to do that with both right and left. So one will feel weightless, one will feel weighted if you're doing it with resistance. So ready, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, Chris, your screen isn't on. Chris, your screen isn't on.
Thank you, Hunger. Oh, there we go. Chelsea's going to do extra push-ups. Don't worry. Okay. Okay, so we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now hands to center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Middle. Exchange weight if you have it. To left. Good posture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open arms. And down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold with both hands. 5 seconds to center forward. Up. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. Back right only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. Left hand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. Middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. How are we doing? We're ready to enter Dragabata. Again, this is high intensity. Those who have heard high intensity interval training, Tabata, those types of things, they're really focused exercise for a very short period of time. I'm just going to check my screen up close.
Hi, Amy. Hi, Frank.
Frank and Amy, welcome. So we're about to get into the pain cave. I know everybody's ready for this. Okay, so what we're going to do, for those who see this, raise your hand if you can see this screen next to me. You may see numbers at the top. Perfect. So this is going to be your recovery and your indicator of when the next thing's up. I'm also going to talk through it. Don't worry. Okay, boys and girls, we start with the jumping seal jacks. Remember, jumping seal jacks, if you're able to stand, the jumping jack, down full, next one out in front. Down full, up front. Down full, up front. Those who've been Marines, they did that for hours. Okay, the next one you'll go to is push-up marching hands. So you're down in push-up, march, put that shoulder blade all the way up left, all the way up right, down push-up. And that's going to be repeated till our time's up. The next one is weighted overhead. So if you have weights or it's just a seat and you're just using hands, we did magic ropes last week. So it's just big, powerful explosion up. Posture, powerful explosion, powerful explosion. That's overhead weight. The kettlebell toss is what it's referred to, but we're doing it seated. Just be aware if you're on a bouncy ball that you don't bounce yourself off. Again, be aware of what's up above you. Again, for those who just joined, you can grab milk jugs or a gallon of citrus scent ultra shine premium dish soap, a can of food. Again, anything between 1 and 10 pounds is what I reference. What you have, you don't need fancy weights. And then the last one is air squats. Again, we're looking for good squats. Get that tuchus out there. Let that body drive down. Keep that knee back and those arms driving up as you go down. For those who are here, any questions about the modification for anybody?
Just want to say hi, Danica.
Danica, welcome. Okay. So,
Hi. Hi, sorry I'm late. My phone did not warn me, so. Whoops.
well, Danica, get ready. We are about to do jumping jacks. If you are able, if you're not, so your modification, Danica, I believe it's is it your left leg?
Yeah, my left knee.
Left knee. So
Yep.
you can do it seated, and the jumping jacks are extremely explosive. We can get ourselves up there almost like you're launching yourself an inch off the chair to do a jumping jack, but then after one jumping jack, we go to a forward seal clap. Jumping jack, seal clap. Jumping jack, seal clap. Is that clear, Amy? Okay, awesome. So here we go. We're gonna move fast and I will demo, and there is a clock in the bottom of corner of your screen that will click off. Are we ready? Ready for jumping jacks? Ready, set, and go. Jumping jacks. Come on. Halfway, come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. So these are, again, jumping jacks. Okay. Ready? 5 seconds till go time, then jumping jack. Ready and jumping jacks. Come on, boys and girls. High energy. Come on, it should feel good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Woo! Come on, people. Come on, people. Luke, you're falling behind. You've been working too much. Remember, you can do these seated if you need to. Okay, ready, go? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and jumping jacks. Last set. Come on, everybody. Explosive. Seated or standing. Come on, boys and girls. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, you should be out of breath. You should feel your heart rate. You can check your carotid or wrist. And this should be elevated when you start going. We're going push-up marching hands. 5 seconds. Ready? Push-up marching hands or against the wall. Ready, set, marching hands, push-ups. Go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Shake those shoulders out. Again, modified is against the wall, where you fall against the wall and then explode off of it. Okay, here we go. 5 seconds, marching hands, push-ups. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. For those who really want to test, you can do a clapping push-up instead of marching hands. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. One more set. One more set of those. Really check in with your breath. The next thing after these push-ups are crunch and Russian twists. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Looking for posture. Anything you do is posture. It's not flopping. Three, 2, 1, and done. Okay, Russian twist, weighted or unweighted. Okay, Russian twist, you can put your feet up onto something or your shoulder blades, or you're doing just twists from your chair or wheelchair. Ready? We have 5 seconds. I'm gonna do it with a 5-pound bar. And here we go, ready, go. Feet up, shoulder blades up if you're on the ground, twist with weight. Shoulder blades should be completely off the ground, or you're going back and forth in your wheelchair while balanced. Okay, my abs are talking to me. There we go. Relax, relax. Shake those shoulders and those bodies. Y'all are doing great. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and twist. Nobody shout, just twist. Come on, boys and girls. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Whee! I twisted, now my abs are shouting. Okay, 10 seconds. Last set, and then we go to overhead swings. 5 seconds, still more twisting. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. Twist, twist, power up. Get those feet and shoulder blades off the ground. If you're in a wheelchair, make sure you're getting good rotation. Those arms straight out in front of you. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Woo-wee. Okay, find your seat. These are weighted or unweighted. We're looking for explosion. Ready? And go. 20 seconds. Explode. Good form posture. Good form posture. Plant your feet if you're able. And it should be from your abs and your chest, not your legs. Good posture. Don't slouch. And relax. Woo! You can relax, relax. It's a recovery. I'm breathing heavy. How about you? Looking good, honey. Okay, 5 seconds. We go again. Ready? And go. Explosion. Looking for explosive. Shoulders even, head's not turning into a turtle. It's staying good and erect. It's all core. Three, 2, and done. Relax. Last set of these, and then we have air squats. We're almost done, boys and girls. Come on. For those of you who aren't quite ready for just these, we have a 12-hour paddle on Saturday. Ready, set, and go. Explode. Come on. Get that weight up there or arms up there. Make it really explosive, everybody. Plant yourselves well. Make sure you're breathing. Good form and posture. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, now we're down to air squats. So for those of you in a wheelchair that can't do squats or sitting back onto a box or a seat, then you are going to do seated leg extensions. So it's just legs up, down, up, down. That's a modification for this crew. Okay, ready, and squat. Come on. For those who are got the good fitness, come on. Can you go more than 1 a second? So make sure it's good posture. And relax. Woo-wee. I hope everybody's hearing me breathe heavy. This hurts. Ready? 5 seconds, we go again, air squats or leg lifts. Ready? And go. Come on. Good posture, good form, explosive, explosive. 3, 2, 1, recovery. Was that 2 or 3 sets? That was 2. Okay, last one. Last one. Here we go, babies. We got this. For those who really love to punish themselves, you can add weight. But don't mess up with form. We got a 15-pound kettlebell. And ready, go. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Woo-wee. Give yourselves a hand, boys and girls. We have 15 minutes of cool down. And, or I'm sorry, not 15. Forgot how much time.
Anybody have any
Okay.
questions? You can wave at me.
Everybody wave at Chelsea. If you've got water, drink it, boys and girls. The goal of this is introducing high intensity. So again, dynamic motion.
Danica,
This
do
is
you need
help-
anything?
No, I'm just working on my core stuff.
Okay,
You guys do stuff I can't. I do core exercises.
good
No,
deal.
that's perfect. Everybody's got to figure out their modifications.
Frank, you need anything?
I'm good, Chelsea.
Okay, so Gilbert, is he online?
Got him.
Yes.
There's Captain Gilbert. Ahoy. Okay,
Hey, Chris.
so Gilbert, since he missed his King of El Paso boxing training, he's going to lead the first shoulder stretch that he would like to see us do. It's a cool down. Thinking about mobility, post, what are we doing to get that shoulder maximum recovery? So he's got
Awesome.
one, and Luke is the one for you.
So the first one you can do is, since we were raising our arms, now you can go across. So slowly, just reaching, feeling those shoulder
Invisible
blades.
hug.
Yeah, invisible hug. Hug yourself. So just slowly. And this is going to help you get your heart rate down as you breathe in. So take a deep breath. Any exercise you do, even squats and stuff, when you're going down, take a deep breath. And then when you blow out, it helps you come up. So a lot of the push and pull exercises too. Then you can even reach now. And then side to the right. Deep breath, because we're going to do some paddle work right now with Chris. So just keeping those muscles warm. And then doing the one that he does is reach forward and then to the side, down, back out, and again. All that is it's getting your shoulder, keeping it warm, and then just what he's talking about is that mobility and then just that range of motion. And then you can even do it together. So in, then a T, then back down, come up, in, and then we'll finish off with a hug and send it back to Chris.
Okay, Luke, next shoulder stretch, sir. Thinking bigger muscles.
Yeah, all right. So you can see I'm sweating, Team Blue. I'm sweating over here. All right. So this one you need either zero equipment or you can grab a towel. So if you need a second, I'll give you 5 seconds to go grab a towel from your bathroom or something like that. This is just a regular old long towel, kind of a
Or a
body
cam
towel.
strap or a rope.
Yeah, anything at all. Even a broomstick will work. And so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna angle my camera down so I don't hit my ceiling fan. There we go.
Please wrap your ceiling fan with a towel. We'll pay you.
All right, so you're gonna grab the end of your towel, grab those nice long ends, and you're gonna try to pull the slack out of your towel so it's nice and taut. You're gonna try to raise your arms up over your head and then try to raise them all the way back or as far as you can. If you can get the towel all the way to your back, perfect. If you can't, just work in the range of motion. And then you're gonna come back forward all the way in front of your body. So I kind of call these towel up and overs, up and overs. All right, so we're gonna do 5 of them and then I'll teach you another stretch. So start with it in front of you. Here we go, up and over. Get that big, huge stretch. Come on back. Good, come on back forward. And that's 1. Here we go again.
Like a tight jumping rope.
There we go. Up and over. Touch that back if you can, and come back to the front. 2, good, up and over. There you go, touch your back. Come back forward, that's 3, we just got 2 more. Up and over, this gives a big, huge stretch in that pec major and that pec minor. A lot of those shoulder muscles too. Good, we got 1 more. Up and over. Nice. Touch that back and come back forward. All right. Oh, I'm sweating, man. Here we go.
Woo.
So, bring that towel back in front of you. Okay. Now, we're going to choose to only move our right arm. Our left arm is going to stay exactly where it is, so kind of out to the side. And then my right arm is going to come straight. And then just my right arm is going to come up and over. And then I'm going to bring my right arm back, up and over. All right. So my right arm is going to go again. My left arm is going to stay where it is, up and over, and come back, up and over. Perfect. Now we just got the left arm, and we'll shoot it back to Chris. So left arm. Now your right arm's going to stay exactly where it is. Don't move that right arm. Our left arm's going to go up and over. One side might be tighter than the other. That's okay. And then left arm's going to come back, up and over. We just got 1 more. Left arm, up and over. There you go. And left arm, up and over. Come back. Perfect. Nice job, Team Blue.
Okay, so what I like, you can use a broom, you could use a paddle, you can use a straight dowel rod, you can use the towel. But what we want to do is we have all these big muscle groups that surround the shoulder. We worked the small ones, the really slow, steady weight or resistance. That works your infra and supraspinatus really well, which is a result of a lot of shoulder injuries because it's a little thing getting pulled by big. But with that mobility, if you strain the big muscles, they get tight and then they super strain the attachment. Okay, so that's when we end up with ligament and other tears, and we want to be aware. So we have a big muscle along the side for your latissimus dorsi. Okay, so you're going to do like a towel, a dowel, a broomstick, a rake, an anvil, whatever it takes for you. And it's going to be just beyond shoulder width. And now what we're going to do is let the left hand pull the right lightly to where that left hand gets closer to the ground. And then that right arm or bicep kind of comes to your head. You're going to keep that right arm straight. And now you're going to make a letter C with your left ribs. So that bar is going to start to become nice and extended and more vertical. And you should feel a good stretch on that underneath that right armpit and into your ribs. Now you're going to go back to center. And now right hand down, left hand or the left bicep against your ear. And then kind of make the C on the right side. Okay, you can see me on a ball, and this helps in shoulder and spinal mobility. So you want those shoulder blades. We're talking about the shoulder blades a lot. As we get older or with different disabilities, our shoulder blades tend to tense up, and then they come together, and then they go upward, which then we end up with a lot of stress in shoulder knots. So we want to be aware of that. So go ahead, range those shoulders out. Let the body move again, almost like, woo, free flow. You're dancing to some good music. You're just letting everything flow. Our heart rate, you want to be aware of. In our cycling programs, I'm doing a lot of higher training now for people to really get down behind what is heart rate training. And as we begin in the dragon boat world to begin to do more, we're going to pay attention to what our resting cycle is and where our heart rates are. Because again, we're in the boat, but what are we doing to train? So everybody knows their resting heart rate, maybe between 49 and 60 for some of us. Some people take meds for blood pressure, hypertension, or anxiety, sometimes that makes it so your peak heart rate's actually lower. So we want to think fitness for us in general, unless you're an elite trained athlete often, we're looking into zone 3. Zone 3, you start out at zone 1 and generally all the way up to zone 7 you can go. Your elite athletes get into 6 and 7 more frequently, or your lactate threshold. As a dragon boater, it's more of an endurance, dynamic sport, and your average heart rate and heart rate for burning of fat stays in between 135 and 160. So our goal is to know where your resting rate is and know after fast exertion or warning or training what your heart rate is. Like after you do jumping jacks for 2 minutes, you stop, and for the first 10 seconds after, then 30 seconds, and then 90 seconds, how does your heart rate come back to a resting phase? I like the 1 minute test, and generally you're only 10% over your resting, ideally when you're in good fitness. So just be aware of where you are. Some may never go over 130. People with MS and some other things oftentimes have a hard time regulating heart rate. Once they get to a certain level, it's not coming down easy. So be aware of what your things are. You do carotid test, and you could do like 30 seconds. You can do 10 seconds and multiply it. It's less accurate with lower numbers, but it gives you a good baseline of when you should resume activity again to maintain good fat burning and conditioning. So wrist onto your, till you feel your pulse. Some people may not. Some people have a hard time finding their pulse. So then carotid, then you can always go into your femoral, which is deep into your crotch. But then don't do that, Frank. People will think you're bored with the coaching. Okay, so now we've done that. Everybody who is familiar, pull out your paddles or your broomsticks, whatever you may have. And for those of you who are new, I just want to see everybody here because I'm looking at myself. Here we go. Has anybody not seen the messages about a water bottle and a string? Anybody? Bob and Marina, I think you're new to, I'm trying to remember. I'm running a lot of classes lately, so they're all blending. But this water bottle and a string or shoelace. And then what you do is with a broom or a paddle. Get on your favorite seated device. And if you're on your right side, you will stay on your right side if you're a paddler. Or if you're on your left side, you're going to paddle with your left side. So you want to get that close as possible representation of what you do. So on this, my right leg is against the ball. It's kind of bracing like it would under the side, underneath the gunnel and seat on the right side if I'm paddling right. My left side is extended and braced in the seat in front of me. Again, I'm paddling on the right side. So what we want to do is with your right, if you're a right side paddler, you're going to extend your left arm straight ahead with the water bottle or a string even in front of you. Your paddle's going to stay down to your side with your right hand at the bottom. If you are a lefty, you are going to, with your right hand, extend the bottle and string forward, and your left hand at the throat of the paddle. And then you're going to extend, and you're going to really, we talked about our shoulder blades. We have our standard extension. My both hands are even, but now my top hand, I'm going to really rotate forward and lean forward a little bit to get a good extension. I'm looking for my reach phase. Again, this is mobility. To get a good dragon boat stroke on the reach and catch, again, remember, it's we reach, we bend, then we rotate. So now that gives me natural lean. So now with my water bottle, because I am reaching forward and I'm rotating, trying to get my right shoulder forward more, my left shoulder back. I'm on my right side. Now I'm going to hook my paddle to the top hand with my string. And now my goal is not to extend and lose the water bottle. You can see there's a gap between the water bottle and my paddle. So now I'm gonna rotate more or reach forward more. And now I've let that paddle find my extension and my reach. And now I'm ready to stab. And then I'm gonna pull, 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 pull with unwinding. But now there's the other side. You know you've gone too far. You can see the water bottle has left my paddle. This is the phase of the stroke. When you get to your knee, you generally start to get out of the water, because we're gonna start really working on, once we get into the water one day again, we're gonna work on getting that stroke out to get that higher rate and max pull. So these slow drills are things you can do on your own. It's somatic motion. So it's slow. So I'm focusing on reaching, planting my feet, rotating, and getting that top hand and elbow locked out, as well as my bottom arm elbow. And now I'm vertical. But if I'm reaching too far, my water bottle's away. And then what I'm doing now is I'm potentially splashing water on my entry or catch. So this is something to do to work on mobility. My old top athletes used to do these all the time, but onto a training drill with resistance. So you can also use bungee cords and resistance bands if you want, and where you could, I'm just showing all kinds of demonstrations here, to where my back foot, or right foot in this case, for me, is going to step on the band, or I can hammer it to a chair behind me. And then now I put that around my grip, and then I grip the paddle or the broom or whatever you have. And now I'm looking at my catch, reach, but now I've got a lot of resistance now. So now I've got myself, again, you could do this with bungee cords from Walmart, and you can get a great workout with it. And now I'm placing, reaching, stretching, extension with my A-frame, stab, and slow back. So you don't want to fire fast, because then you lose technique dry land. Really working on slow, plyometric motion and resisting it back. And when your elbow bends and that water bottle gets, ready to get it back for the next stroke. Any questions on this? Ways that we can modify it for you? Again, being out of the water, we're trying to get you closer to feeling like you can get the technique down. Now we just add the water. So these are things we can constantly do at home and refine for you, modify. My phone's always on. I'm easy to reach. We can do one-on-ones on Zoom that we can arrange, and we're here to help you. So whether you're Phoenix, Chicago, wherever in the world you are, we want you to be able to work on these drills. Any questions?
Chris, I guess we got to start a dragon boat team in New Mexico now.
Oh my gosh.
We got professional Jim Hungerford out there now.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. The dragon boat world, it doesn't even know it's coming. So Jim, thank you for joining us. Again, this fitness is for everybody, but then we always end with a little technical that's specific to dragon boat. So any questions at all? There's no bad questions. There's just those unanswered or unasked. Anyone?
Raise your hand or wave at me if you got a question.
Sarah?
Oh, there we go. All right, here we go.
Hey, how
Sarah.
long? So if we're doing that wow, you didn't need that big
Whoa.
screen. Okay, so if we're doing that last drill that you're going for, how long should you keep that going for, like to shoot for, to keep your proper technique, other than just like the one that we were watching you do? Is it like 2 minutes for the 500, or what should we be shooting for?
So Sarah, that's an excellent question. So all of somatic drills, again, somatic is neuromotor based. So what gets tiring is balance. Your resistance phase, if you add resistance, that's when it starts to become exhausting, and then it breaks down. So you do it until I call it fatigue or failure. When you notice your arms aren't extended as you're doing it, if you're not in a locked out A-frame and you start to become here and you start getting sloppy and you get tired, that's when you stop. So here is a standard, like $1.80 bungee cord. I can link it to something behind me or to myself even. Let's see if I can maybe not have the snap on me. You change your resistance. This is just a standard bungee cord again. I'm holding it with my bottom hand, and now I'm going to start lighter resistance and focus just on getting that reach. That reach lock, I'm going to hold it and then count it back slow. 3, 2, 1. It's breaking, and I'm back. So there's a lot of things you could do. You can link it. Like I can link this bungee cord maybe into my shoe and shoelaces and put my shoe way back and just change my grip on the bungee. You always have that. Most people use their inside legs. Some people do both feet forward. But while you're doing these drills here, helps to have just your bottom side hand back or leg back. And now I can change my resistance on how much I'm choking up on the cord. And then I can just really figure out what is going to work for me. Okay, and then I'm going to unwind slow, 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 break it, and then recover. Different things are more beneficial than others. What feels a little more natural is just this, and you can do it on both sides. You can link it to a door or slam this bungee into a door. You can double it up even, closing in a door, and then doing with against this way. So you're doing slow on your pull, then you do it the other way to go slow on your extension reach. There's a lot of different things you can do. Again, you do it to where you start to break technique. Does that answer?
Yep.
Okay, okay. I like a string or a water bottle. This is something because it's just a good thing to do. You can, again, take a shoelace or even a bungee cord in this case, because it's just going to weight itself down generally. So I want to look at where a lot of people, again, they put the paddle out and they're doing the arm paddle, but my stroke, I'm actually not doing anything. I'm splashing or I'm just inefficient. So that the best stroke is the one we go, we rotate it and we stab down and then we pull ourselves past the paddle. So this really will show you where that arm is going to make that branch better for my paddle stroke. It makes more sense when we do it in water, but physio balls are great. And then those who want to really test balance, you can, again, you could do these things to where dynamic. So like an elite athlete level is starting to do this stuff while trying to do this core fitness. So because kneeling on one of these balls is a little more challenging, sometimes adventurous, you end up body slamming yourself, but you can start getting this technique and find out where you're stable and you then are core controlled. You can just, there's no way to get bored if you start mixing up these different things. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna turn everybody's sound back on. We're gonna look at the magical screen. You're gonna get your broom and clean your floors while we paddle. I know, wait a minute, who's Robert? Is that Huggy Bear? Is that Robert?
It's Huggy.
It is Huggy. Okay. Second time in 2 days I've seen him. He was out cycling the other day. I love it. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a count all together. So we're going to just see, can we get one voice, one stroke? Okay, and we're just gonna paddle like normal. Ready, and 1, and 2, and we're gonna count and say and move together. Again, it's a shadow mobility paddling, so go ahead. So paddles up. I wanna be able to see everybody, sorry. There we go. Paddles up. Ready, and 1. and 2,
2,
and 3,
3,
and 4,
4,
and 5,
5,
and 6,
6,
and together. Come on. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Come on, you ain't count it. I want to hear you, girl.
I'm supposed to count?
Yes. Somebody doesn't listen.
3, and
And
4,
4. And you, honey, come on.
5, and 6, and 7, and I have permission to talk.
Everybody count. Come on.
And 2, and